Thank you for joining us for another episode of HauntsRUs, where we are haunted on Maine. I'm your host, Cheeb, and today I'm joined by Thottie, because we had a really fun adventure today, because we went to visit each other in LA, and there's a bunch of really cool stuff in LA that's really worth looking at. Yeah.
We're talking...
Thottie, what are we talking about today?
Shut it! I guess it's in the room. Oh, it's a ghost. I mean...
No, it's a ghost.
We're talking about the Queen Mary. Hey! Supposedly the most haunted ship out there. One of the most haunted places in the U.S., supposedly. Great fun.
It was fun. We went... What time did we went?
Tuesday night around 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and they charge us $15 just to go in, and I'm pretty sure we got fucking ripped, am I right? Because I'm pretty sure you could just go in for free, but we had to talk to the lady. I feel like if we just had, like,
one bag with us, we would have been able to get in for free. Just like, oh yeah, we're staying at the hotel. Because they didn't ask for, like, ticket, like, their, like, booking proof or anything to the other people that were next to us. They were just like, oh, we're checking in? And they're like, aha, yes, 3rd floor. Should just said we were coming back. Yeah.
Oh, should have been like, oh, we've been here before.
We forgot our room key. Yeah, I was a little...
But yeah, they gave us... How much? We paid like $15 and they gave us like a $10 voucher to like get a meal or alcohol, and we decided to get alcohol. So it was just 3 good old friends
drunk on a...
It was me, Thottie, and her partner. We're just 3 good old drunk friends roaming around an ancient ass boat all by ourselves. It was a lot of fun.
Almost fell off the side.
It was like, we're gonna use this voucher. We're gonna get crunk, and we're gonna see something potentially.
We did not,
which we didn't. Disappointingly, but maybe we did. Maybe I brought something home afterwards, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, dude, I remember when we were, like, touring around, we saw, like, this older couple that was, like, getting a room, and we were just like, oh, what are you guys here for? And it's like, oh, we just booked a room here, and we were just like, but aren't you afraid of the ghost? And they were just like...
Yeah, they were like, oh, yeah, there's supposedly ghosts here. It's Halloween. We're like, what the fuck? You just booked a random room at one of the most haunted places in America?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know, what's, like, the appeal? Is it just because it's, like, maybe. A cool
it's kind of close to everything.
Beach?
Yeah, there was a Hooters across the street. Across the bay.
Oh, there was, like, delicious 2 Hooters. Yeah, I was just I didn't know Hooters were real. They're only seen them on TV.
They got some...
And then you were just like,
some delicious chickens.
Yeah, I always hear that their chicken wings are really good, but I guess I'll never know. We didn't go to Hooters. We decided not to. We decided to go to the California Pizza Kitchen instead. A lost opportunity. About it.
It's like, fuck, we should have just gone to Hooters.
Yeah, I didn't think about it.
Should have just gone to fucking Hooters.
We should have just gone to fucking Hooters and then gone to the Queen Mary.
Pre-gamed it before we got those $10.
That's what the ghost would have wanted. Yeah, we could have fucking...
damn it.
God, we're so fucking stupid. We could have
fallen, broke our heads, and become the ghosts.
We could have became ghosts ourselves.
But yeah, I think they were just there for like...
But like, if you happen to be in the Long Beach...
I'm sorry, go say your thing. I think the couple was just there for those very inexpensive hotel ticket, or hotel prices. I'm looking at it right now. It's like... $89 to like $100 a night, right?
Oh shit! What the hell? My Airbnb was like $114 a night with like $100 cleaning fee. What
Queen
the
Mary,
fuck? Dude. I hated that Airbnb. I couldn't stay at the fucking haunted ship.
I know. I didn't even think of that. Like, obviously, it's just like rinky-dink little rooms. They're not particularly nice. I don't think. I've never been in there.
I don't imagine that, like, rooms, because, like, we walked through, like, the area with all the rooms, and they were, like, really, really, like, jam-packed in there. It was, like, a really long hallway with all of these doors. It looked super cool, though. Like, we got, like, a lot of cool pictures that we're gonna, like, dump on Instagram. The Raggedy
Andy was really good. I like it a lot. Oh, there was a dude that, like, photobombed, or two people that photobombed, and they were being, like, really rude, and I was really mad. They were like, oh... Seriously, they're like, oh, we see you're doing something really important.
It's not so a big deal. It'll take 3 seconds.
It is always.
It's always the men. They were like, they were like 3 middle-aged dudes. I guess they were just having a boys' night. For the boys. It's the vibe they gave off because they were like holding their pizza and shit.
I was like low-key mad. I was like, will you let my friend take a picture of her fucking Raggedy Andy right now? I swear to God. I will fight you.
It's like, please don't talk to us or interact with us. Just let us take the picture. Please.
Ugh, now I'm getting mad. I'm like, they were so snotty about it. They were like, oh, we see that you're doing something really important. It's like, yes, I am. Thank you. I'm doing a podcast. I don't know if you've heard of it, you old fogey. Fuck you.
They haven't. Literally, who's heard of this podcast? We can talk as much shit as we want. Don't ever hear it.
My mom just found out what a podcast
if you happen to be in,
it's
like,
really funny. She's not even like very old. She's only like 40. Oh no, she's 50.
No. Yeah, there's, like, a lot of folks that don't know. Because, like, it just, like, appeals to certain people. I like to listen to podcasts that work. And I like it when they're, like, fucking long as hell. I don't know. That's just me, though. I really like the, like, 2-hour podcasts. That like friends, my jam.
So it's like you're talking to friends.
Yeah, with the girls. Yeah, it'd be like that.
Tuesday nights
we
for
just
the
gotta
girls.
Listen to podcasts so we don't have to think about how we're like. Yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah. If you happen to be in, like, the Long Beach area, like, definitely give, like, the fucking Queen Mary a visit. Because it's landlocked, the ship. And it's, like, very prominent. You could see it from, like, the lighthouse at Long Beach. If you park your car towards, like, the Pike outlets, and you walk around, like, the little area. If you, like, cross the street and get to, like, the little, how do you say it? The yachts and things. And you walk towards... Yeah, the docks. There we go. That's what it's called. The docks. And then, like, you walk towards the lighthouse, you get, like, a pretty good view of it. Like, it's really pretty. It looks like the Titanic. It's got, like, the little red...
Yeah, the red tube. We're not sailors. We don't know what it's called. Tubes. All I know is that there's a boat, and it's got ghosts on it, potentially. And I was excited to go. But, yeah.
And it's also as big or bigger than the Titanic. But yeah, it's a pretty big boat. Like, it's landlocked. So, like, I heard, like, a lot of people say that, like, they don't want to go because they're afraid it's gonna sink. Because it's old as hell. And, like, don't worry about it. Like, it's landlocked. It's not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. Like, you get in the ship and it's completely stable. It doesn't sway or anything. The whole thing is landlocked. Like, you could see the water and everything, and it's on the water, but the ship itself is landlocked in concrete. So, like, you don't have to worry about that. It's, like, very comfy to walk through. There's no swaying. And, like, it's fucking cool looking. It's got, like, a very, like, vintage look to it. It's got, like, the, how do you say? It's not called glaze. The lacquered wood. It's, like, a lot of lacquered wood and, like, bronze. Like, very Art Deco stuff. Like, a lot of golds.
Yeah.
A lot of, like, golds and brass.
Yeah,
and, like,
I really wish that the elevators were still, at least one, was, like, still, rideable, because they look really cool. Every time I see the doors, I'm like, I want to go in. Please, let me go in. Want.
Yeah. Yeah, they should, like, have one open for display so that you could go in and, like, take a picture. That would be really cute. Yeah, because in order to get to the ship, there's, like, a little platform, and that has the elevator, and, like, that leads you to, like, a little bridge to get on that specific floor. So, like, that's how you get around. So, man. Oh, what did we do on the Queen Mary while we were there?
Hell yeah, we got drunk off of only one cocktail. Yeah. Cause we're babies. They didn't even, oh man, T, they didn't even ask for our IDs. Like, no!
We're fucking
he was a sled, dude. He didn't even ask for ID. You were wearing a Barbie t-shirt. You could have been 15. And I was wearing my try-hard, like, goth outfit. I could have been in high school. He doesn't know. We were
acting like high schoolers.
And we got drunk off of one cocktail. We could have been.
I was just like, I don't know what to get.
Oh. Fired.
Could have been 5 years old. No, the poor waiter looked like he was a bit nervous, and he was also like really young himself. Oh god, the ghosts.
They're coming.
Yeah.
He's scared.
Oh god.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah. We were, like, probably the loudest people there. Oh,
yeah.
God, we're freaking cringe lords, dude. just interrupting these pleasant people's, like, afternoon. They're just, like, there for, like, they're just there for, like, a business meeting, and they're, like, unwinding after a meeting. They're just, like, trying to have a drink and, like, a quiet conversation. And then us dumbasses are just,
Ghost.
like...
Ghost. Can...
Ghost.
Can Tell us about the sippy ghosts. Water for later, please. Can get water to go.
Please give me sippy water.
Up for me.
Yeah, dude. Yes. Dude, but if you're drinking at the Queen Mary, get like the tiki drink, because like it comes with like a glass. The tiki cup is glass, and it's super cool looking.
Oh well. What's the point of saying partner? Well, my boyfriend got one, and he was very excited about it. We thought it was gonna be like plastic. No, they treat you good on the Queen Mary. They're like, you gonna pay $22 for this shit? Here's a glass tiki glass. Yeah. It was great. But
and if you have a martini, they'll put it in a sippy cup for you, and you could walk around the Queen Mary and drink. And in fact, I probably should have gotten like another drink. Yeah, we probably should have gotten, like, a cider afterwards so we could, like, walk around with it and be, like, super obnoxious. But as it turns out, I guess, like, ghosts don't like drunk college kids, and they won't show themselves to you.
They're like, Christ
They're
almighty.
just, like, old-timey folks. They're just like, these fucking hooligans. Yeah. I was like, I'm just trying to fucking relax.
Drunk-ass kids,
like, college kids.
Scare me, ghosts. Come out and play. I just want... Get ghosts. What would happen if I climb on this railing over here? I am ghost.
Oh yeah, I remember when we got to like the ballroom. The ballroom that you can go to is like super cute and pretty. It's like all gold and bronze overtones. We did like a little dance. I did my little Fortnite dance. I was so overwhelmed by its beauty.
Did a Fortnite dance in the ballroom.
Yeah, and then, like, we went there, like, my family was with us, because they also wanted to, like, hang out in LA, because they really like that place. And, like, we told them that, like, the ballroom is supposedly where a white lady hangs out, right?
I have to... shit. She's very iconic,
iconic.
Yes. What was it? I forget. Like I said, I think they, like, keep their ghost stories, a pretty heavily guarded secret, so they can charge you for the tours. Because we couldn't find anything online. We were like, where the...
Yeah, we could find, like, maybe one article, and, like, the Wi-Fi, or, like, the data is fucking trash there, so good luck looking things up. They're just like, you're gonna pay those $50 for us to give you the tour, whether you like it or not.
Or the... Yeah. The lady in white I only remember because I had gone before. And And I just remember the tour guide talking about a lady in white, like, dancing and being all spooky all up and down the halls. I forget why she's there, but I'm also pretty sure she, like, plays the piano at times, and that's why they moved it. Because it was...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, like... Yeah. It was in the lobby. The hotel lobby is where the piano was. I remember that.
The piano in the hotel lobby, which you have a cute picture of with Raggedy Andy.
Yes, very nice. Very cute. I think that one was posted quite a while ago, because this is going to be the 5th episode.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what our posting schedule is. This will be out, like, way after we've posted all the pictures that we took. So if you follow us on Instagram or Twitter at HauntsRUs, you'll definitely have seen those photos.
Incredibly cute. Very cute, yes. Seriously,
let me take a picture of my damn doll.
I am a 24-year-old adult. I could do what I want. If I want to take a picture of this doll that I bought on this phone that I bought, let me do it. I don't understand. Oh, you know what else we did on the Queen Mary? We vandalized and poked stickers everywhere. No, we didn't vandalize. We didn't vandalize. No,
we did not vandalize the ship.
Yeah.
Anywhere where there was, like, pamphlets or anything, we may have put, like, a little sticker. So if you happen to be a listener that found a sticker, here you are.
So if you were in Long Beach and you found a sticker anywhere, that was us. Oh, yeah, no. We made sure not to, like, ruin private property or, like, any historical bits. It was just pamphlets.
Yeah, it was, like, pamphlets we might have put one in there, or, like, magazines we might have, like, slipped one in, because that's, like, yeah. Yeah, it's like, an employee could take it and put it in the trash. It's no problem.
Exactly. We put it places where you could fix it very easily. Or get rid of it. Yeah, just throw it out.
Just throw it away.
We ain't about vandalizing no fucking historical monuments and places. No, it's not.
Nah, man, that's not cool. But yeah, our logo would make it seem like this is a better quality podcast than it is. Well. But unfortunately, we're just a bunch of kids talking about ghosts and getting drunk on a boat,
going into places we weren't really supposed to. It's really easy to get. It's really easy to get into, like, employees only places, because the first, like, ballroom that we found was very obviously being worked on. Like, the employees were just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, yeah, they were definitely setting up. Yeah, they were definitely setting up for, like, some sort of event. And then you could just, like, open doors. And I was just like, does this one open? Nice. I'm gonna go outside. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. You can't go into the pool room, though, which is a little bit disappointing.
Oh, yeah.
And that one is
you used to, like, I know for sure that you used to be able to go inside of it. But I think, like, either too many things happened or, like, people scuffed up the pool or something, so they're not allowed to go in. But it is said to be haunted by a little girl, and I think her friend
sucks.
Or she made a friend beyond the grave. Yeah, good for her. Get
That's
you
good
a friend.
For her.
You couldn't get one while you were alive on the ship. Now you got one when you're dead. It's fun. But yeah, they would see, like,
it's cool.
What is it called? They would see, like, little wet footprints everywhere, even though it was closed. So just general spooky stuff. And I think, what was it that the boyfriend told you? He remembers more than me, I feel like.
I think it was that there was, like, a janitor that would, like, openly mock her and tell her to shut up.
And she said, "Oh, fuck you," and, like, pushed him or something.
It was like, I ain't dealing with no spooky bullshit today. I just want to fucking clean. Shut the fuck up. Which, you know, mood, sometimes it'd be like that. Being haunted is actually a giant inconvenience. To anyone who's ever been haunted, like, they know. It's just a giant inconvenience. Just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Just let me sleep. Stop walking around. I'm done. I'm trying to go bed.
Yeah. I'm trying to sleep.
Okay. Read some stories.
Little snippets of sightings than actual stories. Because I think a lot of people just don't know where these ghosts came from. Or these supposed ghosts came from. They're just like, oh, we saw some stuff. For the pool, there's that little girl, and then people have seen just like random ladies in 1930s style swimming suits wandering around. Other people have reported splashing, and then the wet footprints, which I said. Some have also spied the spirit of a young girl clutching her teddy bear, which is the worst, and I hate it.
What was that?
I said, some people have seen the spirit of a young girl clutching her teddy bear, which is the worst, and I hate it. I don't like it. Maybe we shouldn't have brought a toy onto the ship.
Like that one. If I said clutching her pearls, and I'm just like,
She's seen too many unwed people in this ship. I can't have this.
Like, I can't have this.
Not on my ship. Not on my watch. Hold on, I need a sip. I'm dying.
Oh shit, I forgot to get a water. I'll just fucking die.
Just have the raspy voices. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh! In the second class. Oh, there's 2 pool rooms, beach. What?
There's 2? Is the other one for, like, the actual guests that stay over?
It says one is, like, the first class swimming pool, and one is the second class swimming pool. So one is for the commoners. That's the one. Oh, yeah, that's the one that I...
Is that where the
that's the one that's the Jackie girl.
Or is she in the first class?
Yeah, she was a commoner. What's
shit,
up,
what
beach?
Up?
Represent.
What's up? Represent.
She's like, I couldn't afford a swimming pool in my lifetime, so here I am. I stay here.
Like, this is the coolest shit that happened in my life. I died here.
Yeah, coolest thing was going on a ship. Oh yeah, I think that's actually when I went on the tour, I think the tour guide kind of like, what was it? I think someone asked. They were like, "Why are there ghosts on this ship?" And she's like, "Well, I mean, consider this. This was probably like one of the best times that people have had is going on like a big old ship and sailing and doing fun stuff. Like in the 1930s, like what else was there to do? Ain't no podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no video games.
Ain't no Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Can't play Stardew Valley on this ship. But yeah, where she is. Allegedly, the unfortunate girl drowned in the pool during a ship sailing. Reportedly refused to move on as her voice is well. Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's the one that I told you about. That's the one that I could remember when we were on the ship. Was that little girl Jackie? She died. Yeah, she died. Drowned in the pool.
Yeah, a lot of the big spooks come from like the boiler room and like the downstairs area, which is inaccessible to the general public. You have to buy a tour if you want to like access like the boiler room and like the more labor intensive areas of the boat. And that's where people say like they've had like a lot of activity and a lot of like bad activity.
What it is I think it's what is it called? The refrigerator. So it's that like with the boiler room and and downstairs where like they keep the giant refrigerator. Anyone please correct me if I'm wrong or correct the tour guide that I had. It was her first time. But when people would die on the ship, they would just put them in the freezer. Yeah. Until you were able to get back to land.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, new modern cruise ship do have their own built-in morgues, because a lot of folks that do tend to take cruises tend to be on like the older side So, it just happens to be a fact that, like, sometimes, like, you'll croak on, like, the cruise ship, and they just have to put your body somewhere on the ship.
Especially nowadays, like, with, like, the size of cruise ships. Mm-hmm. That's a different story, but, like, God. The Queen Mary has nothing on the fucking, like, 8-deck, 20-deck cruise ships that we have nowadays that are basically the size of, like, a small town. Like, that's, ridiculous.
Dude, my boyfriend went on one of those cruises, and he showed me pictures of it, and I'm just like, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to look at it. It's too big. I am a small thing. I don't want to deal with this.
When you were like, just in case anyone is worried, it's landlocked, I was like, in case you were worried. Because it was you. Yeah.
In case I was worried, yeah.
It's me. She was very small. It's really funny. She's like, it's huge. Yeah. It's huge. I don't like it.
It's but it's not as big as like it's made today. Jesus Christ, they got those fucking water parks built on those things now, and goddamn casinos and shit. Fuck, man, they got morgues in there. It's all good. Don't worry about it. They got everything.
The biggest thing that the Queen Mary has is is that fucking ballroom. Like, no.
And that ballroom was like small compared to like the other ballrooms I've seen in my day. It's just like a good sized ballroom, nice dance floor.
Right. It's fine.
Chill, man.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Very beautiful though.
But yeah, so that's kind of like that's why all the activity is there. It's technically 50 feet below water level. Is what it says right here.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, so it's in the boiler room, and like basically all the places that an employee of the time would be in, not so much like where the guests stayed, because a lot of the employees had a bad time on that ship. One person was crushed to death by a closing door. I have a video of it actually. Back in the day when me and my boyfriend first went, he said that he like low-key felt something push him when he went past the door. So he's like, So when I told him that we were going to go to the Queen Mary, he was like, oh, okay. I guess I'll go with you. Yeah, that happened in the boiler room, I believe. There was a man who I think I have a photo of. Ooh. Who fell off of what they called like a catwalk. So it's just basically like a really high what's it called? Like little walkway. He fell. And apparently his spirit is still there. And that's pretty creepy. I think that's a little funny though, actually. I mean, aside from like, I don't know. I guess maybe because their death was violent, but if I died on the job, I would not want to come back. Like, I'm like, forever clocked out.
No, I have to work here forever.
Seriously.
Hell, man. You have to be a McDonald cashier for like the rest of your eternal suffering.
No, thank you. Oh, jeez.
Have customers throw food at you.
Have to hear people order caramel macchiatos every single day. No, thank you. All y'all with your fucking Starbucks and your caramel macchiatos. You ruined my life. I can't. I hate...
I didn't know caramel macchiato... Caramel.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
How to say that.
And in my... Oh my god. Sidebar. In my area, there's a lot of Latino people that don't know how to say caramel. And don't know how to say frappuccinos. So they say frappe caramello. And I can't stand it. I don't know why I can't stand it. I'm like, please stop asking for a frappe caramello, please. I can't. No more. I don't want to do any more. I don't.
No more.
No más, por favor.
I don't want to hear it.
I can't. Stop.
My hands are so sticky.
Ah! Oh, it hurts.
So yeah, if you go to the Queen Mary, definitely just walk in like you belong there. And then you can wander around.
Yeah, and we said that the boiler room and stuff are inaccessible. Honestly, we didn't try very hard. So I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure if we would have tried, we would have gotten there, but we're just like, this is
that too. We couldn't really do a whole lot.
Go in here.
Or not do a whole lot, but I mean, like, we couldn't really go down, like, the employee stairs and stuff. Without leaving behind poor old grandma. And we didn't want to do that. No.
Yeah, we were gonna buy, like, actual tour tickets to, like, see everything and stuff, because there was, like, the spooky tour started at, like, 8 o'clock, and we were there at, like, we got there, like, around 8, 7, right?
7:50.
Yeah, so we were, like, really eager to do one of the tours that they had to offer, but unfortunately they said that, like, there were parts of the tour that were not accessible to, like, handicapped folks, like, there was no elevator to go down. So, like, because I came with, like, my grandma, who's, like, wheelchair bound now, like, we couldn't get on one of the tours. And the same thing goes for, like, they do a haunted maze in there, which is really neat. I really like that. So, like, there's, like, a haunted maze with, like, actors and everything and, like, a storyline. But that was also not handicap accessible. They had it with, like, the lights on and the lights off. Which I think is, like, a really cool feature. I really like that. Please turn the lights on. I'll still be scared. It's fine.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it's still spooky scary. Last time we went, they were also doing the, what's it called? The, like, lights up tour and whatnot. We went to the regular, paranormal ship walk. Mm-hmm. But we ended up, like, going past one of the mazes just because it was on the way. Ooh. That shit didn't like it. It was, didn't like it.
Yeah, I bet they do it big. We would have fucking done it too if like it was handicap accessible, but like unfortunately, like I didn't just want to like leave my family behind.
As much as we wanted to see ghosts,
do this thing. Bye.
Yeah. Well, and they hiked up their fucking prices for the paranormal ship walk, which I was really mad about. I was like, on a Tuesday.
On a fucking Tuesday. Literally, like, no one was fucking there.
Literally.
Except for those rude ass middle-aged men
fucking people on a business
not getting out of the way of my photo. There's, like, fucking no one there.
I just wanted to see ghosts.
Yeah.
Ugh. But it was so fun.
Oh,
yeah.
My mom said she saw something, though. Yeah, like, us and, like, we weren't drunk, we were, like, more ourselves. Like, buzz. It was, like, a comfy drunk, you know? Yeah, we're just, like, buzz, feeling, like, relaxed. It's, like, alcohol is, like, a relaxant, so, like, it kind of, like, relaxes your muscles a little bit, which I really like. But I don't drink very often. And when I do, it's not much.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I'm not trying to forget
what the fuck happened on the Queen Mary. I'm not gonna get fucking blackout drunk at the Queen Mary and like forget like everything that happened. Then I can't fucking make a podcast out of it. Like,
let's go make a podcast. Oh, I don't remember anything.
You gotta be responsible, kids.
I was blackout drunk. What the fuck you want to talk about?
I was blackout drunk. Did I sleep with a ghost? I don't know.
But yeah.
What are we going to talk about? Like, I was there, and then I was not.
But yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Hold on. For anyone who wants to sneak into the boiler room, I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you exactly where to go. HauntsRUs exclusive. So we didn't do it, or at least this was my theory. We didn't do it because, again, it wasn't wheelchair accessible. But on the very end of the ship, like on the opposite side of the elevators that you first go into to just like get on the ship, it's like an emergency exit, quote unquote. I'm sure it's an emergency exit, but I'm also pretty sure that going down all the way to the bottom, because if you open the door, it's not going to sound any alarms or anything. Or at least it looks like it's not going to. If you go all the way down, that's like your route to the bottom of the ship. So just go all the way down that thing. And I'm pretty sure that's the route to the ship. I don't know if the doors are closed, but I saw some employees all the way at the bottom, and I'm pretty sure that that's how they got there. So, if you were trying to sneak on, I would have tried. But if someone else hears this and wants to try, First off, I didn't send you, but second off, message me if you do. Let me know what's there.
At HauntsRUs@gmail.com or on any of our social medias.
I'm sure we'll have it in like the description of our YouTube video,
us.
Please. Yeah. Oh, leave comments maybe. Hey, tell me about your experience. I want to know. I mean, apparently, I know, right?
Please. You can just leave a comment.
Don't message us. Don't fucking talk to us. Leave a comment. Let our editor read it. But yeah, like, people supposedly sneak on this stuff that they're not supposed to all the time. I mean, we did. I don't think it was that big of a deal because it, like, nothing was going on. No one was, yeah, nothing was.
Like, no one would have noticed.
Yeah, or like,
and if they did, they would have.
I mean, that's kind of like
just gotten a stern talking to.
What gives me that adventurous spirit anyway. Like, if they let you wander around and there's not employees like every step of the way telling you not to do something, then it's fine. How were you supposed to know? You know what I mean? No, it is though.
Don't say
it is though. Like, okay, don't do something that you're gonna die.
Kids, don't wander away.
Oh, obviously.
Don't wander away.
Wait, yes, obviously. Hold on. If you're a kid, don't fucking do that because you will get lost. If you're an adult and you have a map, do it, maybe. Right?
I mean, if you're an adult and you get lost, that's your own damn problem.
If you get lost, you probably have a cell phone.
No one cares if you get lost.
But what I'm saying... What was I saying? Oh. What? Yeah. What I'm saying is that people, like,
about,
or
like,
a lot of people, there's been stories that people just, like, sneak into places that they weren't supposed to. Like, I think the tour guide last time was showing us a room that was meant to be like a nursery of some sort. And there was like a creepy guy that goes back and forth. Like No. This was different. An
infirmary?
Yeah, like a little nursery for babies.
Okay.
Yeah, like a
for
little
babies?
I think actually there was on the little model ship. I think they had one. Like they had a little spot they showed you.
Yeah, they did on the models. They had like these cute little diorama. It was like part of the ship, and then it was cut in half, and it had like the little.
It was really cute. They also had
people in it, and there was one where it was just like a kid's room.
Little like pens for your dogs too. So whoever decided they want to bring their dog, or back in the day at least. Not, I don't think today it's pet friendly, but they had them back in the day.
I don't think you can bring your dog to the Queen Mary, unfortunately.
No, it's really hard to get piss out of century, out of like 80-year-old carpet, you know?
Yeah, it's not recommended.
No. Yeah, it's like really, not that it's badly taken care of, but it's such a big ship. Like there's definitely like bits that are kind of broken and worn out. Like even kind of close to where you first get on. I think either the first or the second level where they have the little windows. A couple of them are broken. Not that you can really get in them,
there was some that were broken. Did you tell me there was like a YouTuber that broke something on the Queen Mary?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot. Like, last year, I think Shane Dawson did a thing on the Queen. I think he goes like every other year. I feel like I've seen a lot of videos with him and the Queen Mary. But in this particular one, he and the gang go to the Queen Mary and they go on the tour and they go to the infirmary. And his boyfriend goes on the top bunk of one of the infirmary, or of like one of the sick beds, basically. And like it started breaking, and that was like, and that was like 2 weeks, maybe like a week before, or that video came out like maybe a couple days before me and my boyfriend went, and we saw the exact same crack. We saw exactly where they fucking broke it. It's there forever. Because they're not going to fix it. Like, why would you fix it? who in their right mind on a haunted ship would lay on one of the beds where someone might have died? Like,
Jesus Christ.
only Shane Dawson and his fucking boyfriend.
That's why.
The funniest thing I think is that his boyfriend is like tiny. So
yeah.
So those things they're not sturdy.
No, they're fucking ancient. Don't lay on them, dude. It's an antique. Someone died on that. Leave it alone. Let them use it. Let the ghosts fucking use the goddamn bed. It's not for you. Leave it alone.
They might have died.
For real. Dude. I really don't. I mean, I love travel YouTubers. One of my favorite travel YouTubers is the Carpetbagger. Mm-hmm. But the reason I like him, like, is because he's got a nice smile and he looks harmless. He's like this chubby man with a beard. It's adorable.
Oh, you love chubby men with beards.
I do love chubby. They just give me like a fucking dad aesthetic, man.
They're cute. I also like chubby men with beards.
Oh, yeah. So we fucking vibe with each other so much.
Oh, goodness.
It's like, I just want a man to be way bigger than me and then get his hair all over me.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want my man to have bigger titties than me. Ah!
No. Yeah, we're,
Ah! Oh, yeah. They're just so
But
nice.
Anyways, yeah, I really like his channel. He does, like, a lot of, like, tourist traps. He thinks they're, like, really fun. Mm-hmm. And what I really like about him is that, like, he's always, like, very respectful of, like, other people's space. He never films anyone else in his videos.
Oh, good.
He always asks for permission before filming. And then, like, if they tell him he can't film, he won't film. And then he'll just talk about it outside, out of the way of, like, everyone else. He'll just talk to the camera and tell us his experiences. And, like, I really respect that. Because, like, I don't like when people, like, get in your face with, like, expensive camera equipment. Like, I didn't sign no waivers.
Bitch,
like,
who the fuck are you? Yeah. No, yeah. Especially in, like, tourist traps. Like, other people are trying to have a good time with their family. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in defense of Shane Dawson, even though I don't have any, like, affiliation with him, or I'm not even really a big fan, but it was just them on the tour.
Shane Dawson apologize.
I know. Oh no.
I don't know who this man is, dude. I
don't know
pay
who Shane Dawson is?
YouTube. No.
What? You didn't even watch him in, like, 5th grade or anything?
I don't think so. I think I watched different YouTubers in 5th grade. I watched AMVs, man.
Oh, yeah.
I was one of those kids.
It's okay.
I would watch, like, anime in, like, 5 parts.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You're bringing me back! Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't really watch too much creator-driven content on YouTube. I would just go there to, like, find, like, free anime and shit.
I mean, good for you, man. That shit is stupid. Some of the stuff that I remember, I'm like, oh my god, why did I watch that? Like Fred?
Oh, Fred! I know Fred.
Okay,
it's Fred! Yeah.
Please stop. No, yeah.
But anyways.
But yeah. So
even though
you can get in there. Just do it, guys.
Just don't do it, please don't. Respect the people that are working there. They don't want to fucking deal with you trespassing. Just get the fuck out.
Yeah, but if they don't care, just do it.
Anyways,
if it doesn't say no trespassing, you can do it.
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, my mom said she had an experience. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like. Me, Thottie, and her boyfriend were, like, wandering around, like, one of the upper decks, which isn't handicap accessible also.
No.
So, like, my dad was just, like, chilling downstairs by where, like, the wedding chapel is. So if you happen to be a person that has, like, mobility issues, you won't be able to get to the is it, like, 2 or 3? I think it's about, like, 3. Like, the 3 upper levels, you'll unfortunately not be able to get on them.
Yeah, there's the top level that the elevator gets to, and then after that, like, arguably the like, fun part to explore, that's pretty open. You can't really get in there.
Yeah. So, like, my dad was, like, just chilling with grandma downstairs, and then, like, my mom and us, we, like, went upstairs, so, like, we kind of, like, went our own ways. My mom was just, like, wandering by herself. And no, this is, like, a Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, like, fucking no one there, you know? And, like, she said she was at the uppermost deck. She described it as, like, where you could see the top of the, how do you call them? The safety boats?
Yeah, the safety bars.
Yeah, at the where she could see the top of the safety boat. She said she was like calling me. Yeah.
My bad.
She was like
lifeboats.
What? Lifeboat. She was at the top of. She's where she would describe like where you could see the top of the lifeboats. And she said that like she was calling me because like she was all alone and she couldn't find us. And like she said as she was calling me, she saw like a dark figure sitting on one of the benches because they got benches like all around the outer decks. For, like, people to get fresh air, you know? And, like, she said, like, she just saw, like, a silhouette of a person. Like, no details, no anything, but it was black and it was solid. And, like, she was, like, walking towards it, because she was like, if I walk closer to it, will it disappear? So she attempted to, but then she got just, like, the bad vibes, and she just hurried downstairs. Because, like, remember when I was with my mom on the phone, and I was about to go upstairs... And then, like, I stopped because my mom was like, oh, I'm going downstairs now. That's what happened.
I was wondering.
She saw the figure, and she just hurried downstairs as fast as she could.
Oh, no.
That's why we couldn't find her.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I was wondering, she was calling you, like, telling you to go upstairs, and then all of a sudden she was going down. I was like, what is her issue?
What does she want?
What does she want? Just meet us over here. Nope, turns out it was a ghost.
Her to just meet us somewhere, but I guess she got, like, a really bad vibe and she wanted to be with someone.
That's scary.
Ooh.
I mean...
that it is. And then, like, she told us in the car on the way out, and my dad was like, why didn't you talk to him? And then I was like, I made the joke, like, if she spoke to the spirit, because my mom is from Mexico. Her English isn't very fluent. Yeah, her English isn't very fluent. So, like, I made the joke that if she attempted to speak to the spirit, it'd be like, I'm sorry, no speak is Spanish.
It couldn't haunt her. It doesn't know Spanish. Oh, man, that reminds me. Shout out to that lady in the gift shop.
Yeah, she said she majored in Spanish, but she hadn't had much of an opportunity to, like, speak it. She was so nice.
I know. What did I say? Oh my god, she memes, though. She memes. We were talking about our $10 voucher, and she went, nice. And I was like, oh my god. She memes. I love her.
Yeah. We went into the gift shop as it was closing, and I was just like, shit, like, this lady's so nice, I better buy something. So I bought, like, a fucking $30 compass. I don't know how to fucking use a compass. I gave it to my boyfriend so he could pretend to know what a compass does.
Hey, man, as men do.
As men do.
They pretend to know how to do stuff.
Yeah, you're just like, get him a pocket watch. And I'm just like, man, I know for a fact he won't use a fucking pocket watch. He doesn't know analog either.
But it would have been cute with an outfit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's scary, dude. I kind of wish she had taken a picture, though.
She was on the phone with me.
She should have hung up and took a picture. Did it.
Yeah, she's just like, hold on, I'll call you back.
Hold on 2 seconds. You can go on your phone app while you're on the phone, or your
but she doesn't know that.
She's gotta know.
She could have video chatted us. She knows how to video chat.
See?
And she could have like turned the phone around and be like, Mira, do you see that?
She'd be like, you see that shit, dude? She crazy. My God.
Yeah, man, but I get the feeling that we brought something back, though.
Oh?
Yeah, because when I got, like, an Airbnb in LA, that was like the first kind of really bad Airbnb experience I had. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, we brought a spirit home, so better than leaving a bad review. Yeah, because
man, your service was so shitty. We left a ghost.
Yeah,
have fun being haunted, bitch.
This Airbnb was so bad. I left a ghost in here. Have fun. Yeah, because I told my mom about the Queen Mary, and my mom is like very superstitious. My dad, not so much so. Mm-hmm. And like she was like, "What if we bring something home? Like I don't want to go to the Queen Mary." But then she was on the Queen Mary, and she was like, "This shit's tight. I'm gonna take 1,000,000 pictures." I was like, "Mika, take a picture of me," and then she like strikes like she like crouches down.
Yeah.
Mom's cool, man. Yeah, she's just like, take a picture of me, and then like she puts like her hand on her face and like has like the yeah, we had a lot of fun on the Queen Mary. It's a very cool place to take pictures, so like if you go there on like a Tuesday night, you know, take as many pictures as you want. You're disturbing literally no one.
Except for the old men with their pizza.
Yeah, their pizza. They're just so happy about their damn pizza. Bro. Yeah, if you get to the hotel rooms, obviously, like, be quiet, because people are actually staying there. Mm-hmm. Like, walk the halls, but, like, just be respectful of, like, people's space in there. You know? Yeah. There's supposedly the haunted room, but we forgot to go back to it, because we were just like, but first, let's get drunk.
Yeah. Yeah. We wanted to go straight there, but then I was like, wait, no, our vouchers. We gotta get crunk.
Yeah, because they're just like, oh no, like, the stuff is gonna close soon. We gotta get our drinks, and then we'll go and see the haunted room.
Yeah, man. It's B340.
Yeah, so if you decide to go to, like, Queen Mary in your Halloween season, check out, what was it again? What was the room called again?
B340 is it's the haunted ass room. Like, it's... according to them... Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Supposedly, like, they keep it open for people to, like, look through, but, like, people can stay the night, and, like, they have to sign a waiver and everything, right?
Yeah, you're, like... According to them, you're basically, like, guaranteed to get spooked in that room. So they're like, all right, dude, sign this waiver. If you fucking die, it's not our fault. Yeah.
We told you, man.
Yeah, I think... What is the story? I think the story is that, like, someone just got, like, eviscerated in there. Like...
Eviscerated?
Yeah, I think they... I mean, I gotta look it up just in case. But...
Alright, look it up real quick.
Terrible game of telephone right now. But from what I remember, the lady was saying... What's it called? That they were keeping... like a prisoner in that room, and yeah,
they couldn't keep him in the cooler with the corpses.
No, they couldn't keep him in the cooler with the corpses. Well, they were keeping someone there, and like obviously it's a ship. You can't get out the window. The windows are too small, and like there was guards posted up front. Supposedly, again, I could be wrong again. And then, they, blah, blah, blah. It was locked, couldn't get in, couldn't get out, and then, when they finally opened the door, like, there was just, like, entrails everywhere. He just, like, fucking exploded. Yeah.
A self-implosion?
Yeah.
What? How?
Yeah. You've heard of, what is it? When you burst up in flames out of nowhere?
Yeah, it's... what's it called?
But you explode?
There's a word for it.
Yeah.
It's, like, called self-implosion or something. I remember I watched a documentary on it on YouTube.
Wait, exploding?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's a thing, is that you explode out of nowhere?
No one knows if it's real.
I'm sorry?
But there's been, like, a couple of, like...
What?
Of, like, supposedly stories where it might have happened. A self-implosion or something like that.
Such as the man in B340? Oh my god. Let me pull up. Oh, it's a nice room, actually. Let me pull up the thing. Hold on.
Oh, wait. Implosion is a psychology term. What's the term for, like, blowing up?
Exploding? Right? Exploding. You explode.
Okay, that might not be the best Google term to put it. I'm gonna get put on a list.
Self-exploding? Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. I watched the YouTube documentary about it, so it's a thing.
I mean, there is a thing, what is it called? Oh my god, they say it a lot in Twilight. Oh my god, I can't. Something combust. Spontaneously combust. Spontaneous.
Yeah, it's called spontaneous combustion. That's what it is.
Well, but no, his innards were everywhere, supposedly. I mean, again, this is just what I remember, so I could be wrong. I'm looking it up right now. But,
okay.
According to the actual hauntings from the website, damn it, this isn't it, but, but people will, people who stay there, they'll hear knocking on the door in the middle of the night, which, I mean, could just be people knocking on the door.
Yeah. It's people know that's the room, you know?
Yeah, everyone knows that's the room. Oh, yeah, I think the plaque was there when we went there, but we didn't check. Last time we were there, me and the boyfriend, the plaque wasn't there because people kept stealing it. Which, actually, now that I say it out loud, might be why they charge us to go inside now. They're like, fuck off, you teens. But anyway.
Yeah, man. But the Queen Mary, really cool. I might have brought something home to the Airbnb I was staying at, because, when after we came back from, the Queen Mary, I just, went straight to bed, because I was big sleepy, because there's a lot of walking. It's a really big boat. You're gonna do a lot of walking, so bring some comfortable shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I was pretty, beat up afterwards, so I went straight to, my little room in my B&B, and, I woke up at, 4 a.m., and I just felt uneasy for no reason.
It's a ghost.
You brought one. I just felt, really uneasy, I couldn't fall back asleep after that, I had to, get up and, turn on the lights, and then, I would hear, occasional, what felt like footsteps, but again, the B&B I was in was, attached to another house, so I'm just, maybe there's, someone in, the next apartment over is just, walking around at, 4 a.m., it's fine.
It's, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, and then when I tried to go back to sleep, I felt like something pushed me slightly in my bed, and I was just excuse you, rude.
First of all, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so that was a bit weird. I didn't fall asleep until the sun came up.
Oh my god.
Again. Yeah. Ugh.
What?
But yeah, I had a relatively unpleasant experience in that Airbnb, so now I fucking left a ghost in there, so that's better than leaving a bad review.
Yeah. It's so passive aggressive.
Dude. I'm mad. Yeah, what happened is that I just couldn't get into the Airbnb. I had to wait for someone to let me in.
Sucked so bad. Can you imagine? And you were driving for 6 hours.
Yeah, so I'm from the Bay. I went all the way to LA, and that's a 6-hour drive. So we got to the Airbnb around 5. Our check-in was at 4. And I watched the sunset waiting for her to get into the fucking Airbnb, bro. I waited 2 hours outside.
Oh no.
Yes. I got bit by hella mosquitoes, bro.
No. She caught malaria on her fucking trip to LA.
I got malaria and I left a ghost at the Airbnb.
Oh my god. That's probably not the worst part of that Airbnb. Jesus.
No.
That's so stupid. Why wouldn't they just fix that door? Oh my god. Whatever.
Yeah, it was just like a very old lock. It wouldn't open. The door was too heavy for the frame, so you had to like lift the door. Anyways, I don't like to make fun of like the Airbnb because like I know it's like all DIY, and like I always try to like overlook that stuff. But like in this case, like I couldn't fucking get in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes Airbnb, like I have a love-hate relationship with. Like on the one hand, it's like, oh wow, what a great way for people with extra rooms to make some extra money. But people in LA, like I feel like, who is it? Hannibal Buress, I think. Basically just did fucking crimes. And he like bought an apartment building so that he could Airbnb all the rooms.
Yeah, there's definitely it's starting to become a problem. Like people are putting more emphasis on like travelers than they are like actual people that like need to live there. So yeah, in San Francisco, it's definitely become a big issue, and like you'll hear and you'll see a lot of it, like if you go around town about like the Airbnb problem.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Also, I don't know. I mean, not to shit on Airbnb even more, but like, there's already a thing called like kink B&B. So what does Airbnb really have to offer?
Oh no.
Nothing.
Oh no. I know there's like a community for like haunted Airbnbs. So you know, if you got a haunted ass property, just like rent that shit out.
Yeah, there you go. It's probably hella cheap.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
What was I gonna say? What were you saying? Oh yeah, you brought back a ghost, and then B340. Were we talking about B340?
Okay. All right. So, that was the Queen Mary. I thought it was a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yes, I liked it very much. If you're like me and you just really like to like walk around and explore, it's really fun because you're just free to explore, except for the boiler room.
I mean, you can go in there if you want.
No,
you tried really hard.
No, don't go in the boiler room.
That's my favorite part about the Queen Mary, is going into places you're not supposed to.
So, you can just walk around and respect the rules that are there and enjoy yourself and be nice to all of the staff there that are working super hard.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
Eat at the restaurant, you know. Have a wedding there. They do weddings and events and they cater.
Yeah.
Have a couple of drinks, a haunted maybe. And, you know, just have a good old gay time. It's really nice. If you happen to be in the Long Beach area, it's definitely one of those to-do things, you know? And it's a lot of fun, and it's spooky, and it's cute. I like it. However, something that I really wanted to like, but I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. The day after, I went to the Death Museum in Hollywood Boulevard, and I really wanted to like it, but I feel like I have like a lot of mixed emotions about it. Thottie wasn't able to join me in like the Death Museum just because she had to work that day.
Yeah, I'm a corporate slave.
Yeah. But I was really looking forward to checking out the Death Museum because I remember it's got like a lot of Instagram fame, huh?
Yeah.
Like people like really like to tag themselves. Like it's really gotten around in like the internet circles that the Death Museum is like a thing that exists and like a thing that you should check out if you're not, how do you say, faint of heart.
If you're a death enthusiast.
A death enthusiast, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think my feelings about the Death Museum is that it has a lot of really good artifacts, but it needs to be curated a lot better, and it needs to have like a better flow. So like, let me walk you through my experience at the Death Museum, because like they genuinely do have like a lot of really neat stuff, but like they also have to like fill every like square inch with something to look at, to like the point where it just becomes like really cluttered and like you become desensitized like really quickly, really fast. But yeah. Let me get some rest. I've been talking for a while. I did not bring a water. I went downstairs and
I thought you would have brought a water when you came back.
I'm not smart.
I'm sipping out my water. Tell me about it. I've never been there before. I have, like, my sister's been there before, and I'm sure, like, a couple of my friends have been there before, but they don't, I mean, obviously it's not talked about a whole lot. It was a long time ago. Oh, yeah, when I was a kid, my sister, she's, like 10 years older than I am. So when she went, I was very young, and she brought home, like, a little mug from there. It was really nice. That's all I know about the Death Museum, is that they have really cool mugs.
Yeah, I brought a little patch. It matched my shirt because I was wearing red that day. It looked really cool. Yeah, they have, like, some cute merch in there and stuff. They have, like, tarot card shirts of, like, serial killers and stuff. So that's kind of, like, the general vibe that you're gonna get from there, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, you walk into the Death Museum. Thottie told me, like, is there, like, a body in the entrance of the Death Museum? There's not.
I thought there was.
You're not gonna come across any bodies. Like, I'll guarantee you that. There's nothing like that. Yet. They should, though. Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
They should steal one of the bodies from the bodies exhibit. Just one.
So, like, when you pay for your ticket, there's just, like, the little gift shop area. There's, like, a little display case with, like decorated animal skulls and all that. Like, it's pretty chill, you know? The cashier is, like, dressed in, like, punk and goth usually, but they're always very nice. They gave us a small discount because my grandma was with us. So that was really cool of them. It's, like, a very mom and pop sort of vibe. So, like, I'm always, like, super excited to see those sort of, like, things around, like, a little mom and pop, like, exhibition, a little museum and stuff. They're, like, super fun usually.
Yeah. Usually. Oh, no.
No, but they do have, like, a lot of cool stuff. So, like, when you pay for your ticket and, like, you walk in through, like, the door, the first thing you see is, like, a bunch of serial killer art. So that's the first thing you walk into. The first room is like, the floor to wall covered in, like, artwork done by serial killers. And, like, really the most, how do you say? The most creative, eye-catching art that you're gonna come across, and, like, the one that, like, your eyes are, like, really, like, guided towards is, like, John Wayne Gacy's artwork, which is, like, a bunch of clowns, very colorful, very eerie. I told Thottie this. I was just like, yeah, that was, like, the only artwork, like, I really looked at. Everything, like, all the other, like, serial killer artwork is just, like, fucking cat scratch and, like, pictures of women and titties. It's just, it's literally nothing interesting to look at. It's like,
they're just so hardcore. They drew pictures of titties. Oh, my God, it's a woman and she has titties. And look, I put red slash marks on her. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Serial killers are just fucking Joker cosplayers, dude.
Yeah, sometimes they're just serial killers, they're just not that deep, guys.
No.
Serial killers are not that deep. They just really hate women.
Yeah.
That's usually what it comes down to.
It kind of does. Who was it? I think my coworkers were talking about, what was it? I guess, like, interviews with serial killers and how they were, like, really, like, kind of creeped out how serial killers, like, talked about their victims and, like, talked about killing people, like, just kind of nonchalantly. And I was like, yeah, dude, it's not that deep. They're not... They're just people who who don't like women and like to kill people. It's not, I don't know. I feel like people think that serial killers are just like, I don't know, are deep, basically.
Yeah, it usually doesn't come down to that.
No, it usually just comes down to that they're gross. Quite frankly.
But, basically, like, the only thing I looked at was, like, John Wayne Gacy's art, because it's like, oh, finally, some fucking clowns, someone actually using paint. Like, this is something to look at.
He liked clowns, man.
He liked clowns, and, like, it's not titties, so I'm just like, oh, shit, cool, clowns, something original.
Who did he actually, question for you, I don't think I know a lot about John Wayne Gacy. Who did he kill? I just know that he was a clown.
I think he killed mostly young men. And, like, he would, like, shove him in, like, the bottom of his house. And, like, there was, like, a ton of bodies that they found. What?
I said, then of course he wouldn't draw titties.
Yeah, he drew clowns instead of titties.
Yeah. Like, I don't think Jeffrey Dahmer's gonna draw titties.
No. Unfortunately, I don't think Jeffrey Dahmer had any artwork displayed at the Death Museum, but he did have, like, a small display corner in, like, another part of the room. And what they had was some letters that he wrote in prison, actually. The Death Museum the Death Museum is, like, really reading heavy. So there's going to be, like, a lot of things to read. So they have, like, a lot of, like, letters from back and forth. They have, like, legal documents and stuff like that you could, like, look through. And, like, I remember I was reading the one letter that, like, I wanted to look at. And it was, like, him responding back to, like, some teenage girl about how he was glad she had a great happy birthday. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Ew. What is this man doing talking to a teenage girl? Who the hell?
Well, no. Hold on. I understand what this man is doing talking to a teenage girl, because men are disgusting. Also, he's in jail. Doesn't have much to do. What the fuck is this teenage girl doing talking to a fucking serial killer?
How are you sending letters to a literal cannibal?
No. Disgust. Bro,
yeah,
we were talking about this too. The fucking, oh my god, the serial killer fangirls are disgusting, and, like, I don't even care. I'll say it. You're disgusting. I'm not one to kink shame. I'm not one to, like, obviously I'm a very unapologetic chubby chaser. I get it. We have our likes, but that's disgusting. That's not even close. You're nasty, bitch. How dare you? You're not only nasty, you're deranged. He is not a soft boy. He's not a soft, sad boy. He's a serial killer that killed people. Stop it. I hate you.
Kills people. And from, like, a documentary that I saw, he was just like, well, I just had the bodies laying around. I just had to get rid of them somehow. So we ate them. And I was just like, well, that's how it is when you live in an apartment by yourself, you know?
Yeah. It be like that sometimes. You know, you just keep heads in the fridge.
Yeah, dude, I think reading that letter was probably the most offensive thing I found at, like, the Death Museum, if I'm being completely honest.
You're so offended?
Yeah, what? I think that's, like, the one thing that I got offended by. It's like, what the fuck? Who is letting Jeffrey Dahmer send letters to a teenage girl?
Yeah. It's gross. I mean... You said it was Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yes.
I mean, I guess it's not as gross, but yes.
It's not as gross.
No, it's not as gross because he definitely wasn't, like, trying to get them titty pics. He was just talking to someone. So. I hope they were just talking about boys, you know?
Was it just a different time then where, like, if you were bored as a teenager, you could just talk to a prisoner over, like, letters? I don't know, man.
I think, well, I mean, it's not, I'm pretty sure it's not, like, what's the word? Private knowledge? I'm pretty sure it's public knowledge, like, who, like, where people in prison are. Like, there's people nowadays writing letters to prisoners all the time, on the daily.
I guess I just don't know about those circles, man.
Yeah. You've never watched Snapped or, like, Women or, like, Love Beyond Bars or something like that? Like desperate ladies are always...
I've never been given the opportunity to talk to a prisoner, so...
I mean, I guess that's true. No, like, I'm pretty sure there's, like, a website where you can find out. Like, I mean, it would make sense. If your family member's in jail, you kind of have to find them, you know? I don't think they just... like, call you every 5 minutes when they... I don't know. But the point is, ladies be talking to serial killers and people in prison all the time. Which is a tough pick for another day, I think. Unless you want to talk about it right now, because I love talking about it. It's a weird thing. I think I saw a couple of documentaries about it, and, like, I think the ladies... I don't know. I think their big thing is that they like the control, and like the, what's the word? Like the power dynamic. Like they're in jail, they can't do anything, they can't go anywhere, they can't see anybody, they can't talk to anybody. I know exactly where they are at all times. And then they get married. Wow. Yeah. And then they get out of jail and they get divorced.
Expectations of like what you're gonna do outside of jail, that sort of thing.
No, yeah. Usually when they get out of jail, they get divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why 50% of all marriages are ending in divorce. It's because these bitches are fucking up the stats. Ruining it for everyone. Now we're all cynical.
But anyways.
Yeah.
They didn't, not everything in the Death Museum was serial killers. They really tried to get like a variety of a lot of things, but I also think that was one of their ultimate faults also, was that they tried to cram too much into like such a small space that it kind of just became like a lot of clutter. Yeah, because like it's a good amount of space for like a space in LA, but like I really like that they had like a no photography or video policy, because like if someone was like trying to take a picture, like they would definitely be stopping traffic, you know?
Yeah.
But after the serial, because that's what you're introduced to, like the serial killer room. It's all of the artwork. There's a lot of it. Like I didn't stick around too much because it's like a lot of reading, and like I wanted to like see the rest of the museum. And like the next room was really good. I really liked the next room. The next room was the embalming and funeral rituals. I thought that room was really cute. And I feel like that's probably something that they added more recently, because I remember reading reviews that said that they really wanted to see like more death ritual stuff and like industry stuff, and like they definitely like delivered. There was like a lot of the tools of the trade for like an embalmer. There's like a video playing of like how the embalming process happens, and it's like very eye-catching because it's like fucking flesh being cut open. Like you can't not look at it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like different caskets. It was really cute. They used like some of like the wicker caskets as like display cases to put artifacts on top. I thought that was really cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, on one of the wicker baskets, there was, like, this big folder, because there's some parts of the Death Museum that are, like, really reading heavy. So, like, I guess, like, if you want to go, like, a second time and, like, read everything, then, like, you're welcome to it. But I remember I picked up one of the folder that was, like, the funeral prices in, like, 1995, and I was, like, reading through, like, the quotes, and it was just, like, $95 just to send me back my ashes. You could keep it.
Keep that shit, dude.
Bro, some of those prices were ridiculous. Whoa. 1995, dude.
Jeez.
And wait, they had like,
how much again? In what year?
In 1995. It's $95 for them to just ship you to give you the ashes.
Ew. Yeah, fuck that shit. Keep it. Dude, just put me in the fucking just put me in the fucking fireplace, please.
Please, don't even, dude.
Don't tell anyone that I've died. Only tell my family members. Don't tell the government. Don't contact the funeral
industry.
Don't Actually, I wonder if anyone has done that. Like, I know that funeral industry is kind of gross, isn't it?
Yeah, like, and that's what I really liked about that particular exhibition, was that they were pretty open about, like, the prices of funerals. And, like, what I really like about that is, like, that's the purpose of a museum, to educate and to, like, create conversations about these things, you know?
Yeah.
I had a third smarter word. Yeah, the purpose of, like, a museum is to, like, educate and, like, create conversation.
Yeah.
And, like, I really thought that this exhibit was, like, really effective in that, and I really like that they dedicated a whole room to it. which is kind of one of the gripes I have with the Death Museum, is that, like, they put too much in too small a space. But, like, I really like the funeral industry stuff. There's, like, a lot of tools. They had, like, the eyelid and, like, the mouth caps that you put in, like, the embalmed bodies to, like, keep them closed. Yes. And there's, like, a lot of stuff like that. They had, like, the formaldehyde bottle. They had, like, a lot of really interesting stuff like that.
That's
like
really
that.
Cool.
That room was, like, a complete treasure trove of, like, what it's like to be, like, embalmed. And, like, all of that. I thought that was one of their strongest rooms, to be honest. Because, like, you see like that, and you see yourself, you know?
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
That's where I'm going. Like, or you either go, yeah, that's where I'm going, or you go, oh, I need to find an alternative form of a funeral home.
And then, like, further down in that room, they also had, like, a small section dedicated to some death rituals. They had, like, this little display, I suppose. It's like a pop-up velvet, like, display where you would put, like, a small child that had passed away. Oh. And, like, it was really beautiful. Like, I think it was, like, an actual, like, vintage one and, like, used in the Victorian ages. So I thought that was really cool. Oh, yeah. They had, like, a small Day of the Dead ofrenda there. They had, like, some caskets propped up for you to look at. It was, like, really neat. I really liked that room. That room was, like, really effective in, like, its message. Yeah. And, like, they even had the death certificates and, like, the police reports of, like, 2 people who co-founded the museum.
Oh, that's cool.
So in the same place that there was the folder that had, like, the prices of, like, funerary costs, there was also 2 other folders where you could see, like, the details of, like, the bodies of, like, these 2 particular peoples.
That's fun.
Yeah, except I had, like, a little bit of difficulty reading this because I was just like, wait, what is this? Head crush? What does this say? What is this about?
Oh, they should have had, like, a little dictionary on what these terms meant. Yeah.
Yeah, there's, like, a lot of, like, legal stuff. They do have, like, a couple of, like, legal documents and stuff. So that was really neat.
Yeah. I think, you were telling me about it, and I was like, I really wish I went. I want to see that stuff. I love that kind of stuff. I mean, I think you and me both. What's her name? Caitlin
Dowie? Yeah.
Yeah. Ask a Mortician.
What's her YouTube channel called?
Ask a Mortician.
Yeah, Ask a Mortician. I've read 2 of her books already. I was reading, what was her? From Eternity to Beyond, I think it's called. Yeah. It's, like, a really good book. I really liked it. So, like, she writes really good books. She has a new one out called, like, Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs? Like, I recommend her writing a lot. Smoke It's in Your Eyes is really good. I really recommend it.
I haven't read any of her stuff, but I love her YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We steal some of her
no,
topics.
We don't. Shut up.
We stole one.
Yeah, we stole, like, one.
Just one. We were like, oh, we saw this over there. What a great thing to talk about. Oh, I gotta get bangs so we can be friends.
Yeah, her hair is so great.
It's so nice. Is it a wig? I don't think it's a wig, but it looks really nice.
Anyways,
it's so full
like, after
and shiny. But anyway,
after you, I'm fucking talking.
I'm sorry.
So after you get out of, like, the coffin room, I suppose, the death room, the funeral industry room, I would call it, more like the embalming room, because embalming came back a lot while we were, like, touring the museum. These guys seem to be, I don't think they're, like, anti-embalming or anything, but there was a lot of interesting material dedicated to it. I think a lot of people don't know what happens when you get embalmed. And I think a lot of people, while watching those videos, got a bit of a change of heart. I know my mom did. Like, she didn't like watching that shit at all.
Oh. Yeah. I've never seen any videos, and actually, now that you said it, I kind of want to look it up, but from what I hear, it's not very pleasant. I mean, you're dead, so you don't feel anything, but But it doesn't sound very pleasant.
It's just like, no, leave me alone. Put me straight in the ground. It's fine.
Yeah, let me decay, please. Don't ruin the soil just so I can look pretty for a couple of months.
Yeah, dude. And then after you got out of that room, I think is like... It's pretty much... how would I describe it? So, like, you get out of the room and there's, like, a long hallway. There's, like, a little section dedicated to, like, animal skulls. And that was cool. They had, like, I think they had, like, a saber-toothed tiger of, like, a woolly mammoth. I think that was, like, their most prominent thing there. But, like, a lot of the skulls weren't very big because, of course, like, space is still an issue. Yeah. And then on the walls of this hallway were just pictures and pictures of, like, corpses. So the interesting thing about the corpses, it was, like, they were sectioned to what they were. Mm-hmm. So it was like, oh, this one's car accidents. This one is, like, freak accident. They didn't have a freak accident one, I don't think. They had, like, one picture of, like, a freak accident. It was, like, this gentleman that, like, he was walking in his basement and, like, one of his, like, his lawnmower fell on him, but it was, like, one of those old-timey lawnmowers. Yeah, the one with, like, the rotating blades that you push. Like, it fell on his head and, like, his body wasn't found until, like, a while later. Ooh. So you got to see pictures of that.
Fun?
Yeah, fun.
Ew.
And Ew. Then there was a couple, they had, like, some old-timey pictures of, like, World War II warfare. But they were, like, really grainy and they weren't very detailed. That's another problem I had about, like, these pictures. Mm-hmm. Is that, I guess that's, like, a weird thing to complain about, but, like, a lot of these pictures are just kind of printed out.
You're like, step up your quality, y'all. I want to see HD pictures of corpses and dead bodies. Please and thank you. Like,
because it was just like a very large selection of just like pictures. They looked like they were all printed out on just like your regular like run off the mill like printer anyone could buy. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, come on, man, just invest in some glossy paper, just a little bit, man. Just make it presentable. Some of them were behind frames and stuff, which made them more presentable. But I mean, that didn't stop the fact that it was like on printer paper, you know?
Yeah.
And they had, like, a couple, like, all of their exhibits were really cool. Like, that's kind of one of the criticisms that I have about, like, the Death Museum is that, like, it kind of just feels like someone just, like, manically saved everything they could find on Rotten.com and then printed it out and posted it on the walls.
I mean, you might not be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess I wasn't there, so I can't really even say anything nice about that. I just want to say something nice, because, like, it's still, I'm sure it's that
it is nice. Like, if you're in, it's not expensive. It's, like, about $17 or $15 to get in. Mm-hmm. So it's not, like, $30 or $40 that it is to, like, do a tour in, like, the Queen Mary.
Yeah, $52.
So it's a relatively inexpensive thing, and they do have a little bit of parking in the back, but, like, they don't advertise it, so you just gotta know. So, like, if you're planning to go to the Death Museum, there is a parking space. It's gonna be in, like, there's gonna be, like, a little sign, a tiny one that says Death Museum, and, like, a little skeleton pointing, and that's where you gotta go. Because there's also parking on, like, the other side, but that's not for museum guests.
That's really cute that they have little skeleton. I don't know. From what it sounds like, it just sounds like what's it called? Sounds a little bit like the Warrens' Dine with Annabelle thing, where they just have a bunch of Halloween props everywhere.
We haven't gone to the occult museum. Like, I bet they have like some really neat stuff in there, but like it's also like kind of. From, like, the few YouTube videos that we saw, like, there was, like, a bit of, like, just Halloween decorations that they put around the building. But the thing about the Death Museum is that there's no, like, weird Halloween decorations. All of the artifacts they have there are artifacts. They're real or reproductions of.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, like you're not gonna get like any of like the kitschy sort of like details like that, but it still kind of felt that way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt like they really need to put like a better emphasis on like more exhibits as opposed to just like swabbing you with like a bunch of photos.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I see what you mean. I don't know, maybe maybe they'll make it better. Oh, excuse me. Maybe they'll make it better soon.
Yeah, they can only get better. That's the thing that's really exciting about it. Is like they can only get better with time. Because like I really like the funeral stuff. I know that they didn't always have that from like the comments that I read, and like when they did do it, it was amazing. I really love that part.
Yeah, that part sounds really good.
Yeah, another one, they had a full room or a part of a room dedicated to, I think it was the Mason family, the Mason murders. Charles Manson and all that.
Yeah.
And the problem I had about Charles Manson is that it was just chock full of stuff.
His what?
It was just chock full of a bunch of stuff. There's like a lot of memorabilia and like merchandise and stuff of like Charles Manson, which is cool and great. And like there's even a little wax mannequin that hangs out like on the ceiling on the entrance looking down at you. So like the decoration is like really neat. The room looks really neat. The problem I have with it as a museum is that there isn't like a consistent flow to it when you walk in. So like when I walked in, like I'm not too big on like murder stuff. I was for a minute. I was really into like the murder stuff. Like, I would watch, like, a murder documentary, like, every other day, like, before I went to bed, until I was just like, wait a minute, this shit is making me an angrier person.
It's making me a fucking misandrist.
And it's making me hate men.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you watch it every single day before you go to bed, yeah.
Yeah.
I love murder stuff. Well, yeah. I love murder stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I think from what, again, I wasn't there, but from what it sounds like, I think they just gotta, like, do a little bit less emphasis on, like, paraphernalia and more on education.
Yeah, and it's, like, hard because, like, it's just a mom and pop place. It doesn't have, like, the same level of detail as, like, a big museum has.
Yeah.
Because, like, I love going to, like, big museums, like, when I was going through, like, the Death Museum, I was thinking a lot about, like, there's this museum in San Jose called, like, the Museum of Computing, and it's an amazing museum. I love that museum so much. I don't know shit about computers. I don't know shit about programming, but I fucking learned.
What? Oh, you learned?
A little bit. Yeah, and, like...
Yeah,
the thing about that museum is that it has, like, a really cool flow to it. So, like, you walk in, it's, like, the abacuses and, like, early calculators from, like, ancient times. And then, like, you walk further in and, like, you find out, like, the type of, like, machinery we would use to, like, record earthquakes. And just, like, big, clunky machines used in, like, old offices and stuff. And then you go to, like, the space age. And then, like, after that, we go more into, like, coding and, like, computer software. And, like, you're just going through the decades of, like, computer technology.
Bro.
But, like, of course, that's a giant-ass museum with, like, a ton of funding and, like, a lot of space, so...
That sounds lit, boys, as the children say.
Sometime. Come to the San Jose area.
I was gonna say.
I love that museum.
I was like, yo, we gotta change our name to HauntsRUs, because that shit sounds dope.
To MuseumsRUs, because we fucking love MuseumsRUs here, dude.
Oh,
I love learning.
Dude, I love learning. But, it's my favorite shit.
The problem I had with the Mason exhibit was, like, it was very small, so, like, I can't really blame it. Like, they definitely had, like, a lot of paraphernalia and, like, merchandise and things, but it was just too much visual noise, I think. Like, they had the story of Charles Manson and what he did, like, on, like, the side of, like, the door. Like, you know how, like, you enter a doorway and there's sometimes, like, a little wall and then it corners to the rest of the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just like that. It was like about 2 pages, and I was just like, this is a lot of shit to read. I don't know.
Yeah.
This man.
You're like, this could have been put down better. Like, plaque here, plaque here, plaque here.
Yeah, and they had, like, a lot of really good artifacts about this gentleman, but my problem is, like, there wasn't, like, a good flow. Mm-hmm. So, like, unless you walk in and you already know everything there is to be about Charles Manson, which you might if you, like, you're interested in, like, the Death Museum, like, that's probably already something you're, like, a big fan of. But if you're there to, like, learn about Charles Manson, it isn't, like, a very good, like, environment to walk through and, like, learn about him. Because I think the most prominent things that I remember about, like, the Charles Manson exhibit was, like, the cool wax figure. The most prominent thing that I remember from, like, the Charles Manson exhibit was the cool wax figure on the ceiling, the display case full of, like, his memorabilia and his merchandise. And, like, there was a little CRT television playing, like, a documentary of, like, the girls that followed him, like, speaking, like, really well about him and about murder and stuff.
The fucking nasty fangirls.
Yeah, the nasty fangirls. So those are, like, the only 3 things, like, I really remember. I feel like they could have really, like, used the room a little bit better. Like, feel like a timeline while you're walking in. Like, instead of having the merchandise right there when you walk in, like, have it at the end so that you see that the cultural impact that this individual had, you know?
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Like, you feel me? Like, I feel like it could have been structured a bit better, and, like, you could have had a little bit of less things, and, like, gotten to know this character a bit more, and then learn why he's such a fucking sensation. Because that's the only thing I got from that exhibit, was that people really fucking like this guy.
Yeah.
For, like, murdering a bunch of people, and I think getting away with it.
No, he went to jail.
He went to jail? Yeah, because he was in the jumpsuit.
Well, I think what it was is that he went to jail, but he didn't go to jail, like, for murder, because he didn't technically murder anyone. But he did go to jail.
See, you already know the story, so it's like you have to know already.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think that, from what it sounds like, the Death Museum is more just for people who know everything already, and they just want to, like, see all the paraphernalia, which is fine. I think it's valid. But yeah, I don't know. It sounds like a pretty cool museum. Otherwise, I hope they did that they hear this podcast and do better. No, just kidding.
And then, like, in that same room, there was just, like, a little section off where you get to learn a little bit about Black Dahlia, which is a really famous and grisly murder that happened in the LA area. Mm-hmm. And, like, I thought that display was great. I really liked it. There was, like, a lot of big blown-up pictures and stuff of it. Like, it was very in there. Like, you got to see all the details and everything. The biggest problem I had with it is that it should have just been Black Dahlia, and that's it. So,
they put
the thing
more?
about that Huh?
What else did they put in there?
So, in the Black Dahlia display, they also just had, like, random pictures of corpses and stuff.
That's weird.
So it was, like, Black Dahlia and other corpses, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, which I didn't like that, because, like, because I went there with my parents. My parents are ESL. They speak mainly Spanish. They do understand English.
Yeah.
And so, like, I felt like they saw the Black Dahlia stuff and they understood the story just by looking at, like, the few pictures that there was. Mm-hmm. But then it was, like, also cluttered with, like, a bunch of other bullshit that wasn't related to Black Dahlia.
Yeah. They're like, who's this bitch? 'Cause that's not the right one. This one is... Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You would think that there would be enough stuff to cover, like, one whole room. They did a whole movie about it.
Yeah, and, like, they even had, like, a costume that was dedicated to her in one of the display cases, but it was, like, folded up, so if you didn't look for it, you wouldn't know about it. Like, I feel like that costume should have been, like, put on the wall and on display, but there was just too much pictures of, like, other bodies, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, who are these people, you know?
Well, we don't know who she is either.
That's how you feel when you go into the death museum. You're just like, wait, who is this guy?
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Whose man's is this?
Like, whose man is this? He is green. Who is this green and blue man? Yeah, so I thought the pictures of, like, other corpses, because it was, like, they were, like, powerful pictures, I thought, but they were, like, unnecessary, because I feel like that whole section should have just been dedicated to, like, Black Dahlia, instead of Black Dahlia and, like, these pictures of, like, other corpses and, like,
yeah. Not Black Dahlia and Friends.
Black Dahlia and Friends, oh my god. Yeah, I feel like that exhibition would have been more powerful if it was just Black Dahlia, you know? But they have so much stuff that they're trying to, like, put in one little spot. Mm-hmm. It's like, I could understand that, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, I definitely feel that, like, because there's a death museum here in Hollywood and there's, like, a death museum here in Orlando. And I definitely feel like they have, like, enough, like, warehouse stock of, like, these artifacts to, like, have kind of, like, rotating exhibits, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, have a little bit more focus when you go into, like, these museums. But then again, like, the problem is, like, people will go in and they want to see the most for their buck, you know?
Yeah, well,
it's like, just that's a little silly. Show me everything!
Yeah. I paid $15. I want to see everything.
I like, just show me everything. But please, I feel like that's one of their weakness too, because they could really dedicate more of their space to, like, specific topics or ideas, and like you walk out with, like, you know, how do you say? I wrote it down. Yeah. So, the thing I would like more about the Death Museum is that I wish that it was, like, a better flow, and it had, like, when you walk out of the museum, you just have, like, a narrative of, mm-hmm. like, the fragility of life and all of that. You know, have, like, these specific cases. Like, instead of having, like, a million pictures of, like, a bad death, have just one particularly really bad death.
Yeah.
And others, maybe.
And others. And Friends. Bad Death and also
and
Friends.
Black Dahlia and Friends. Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, Charles Manson, apparently just more popular and more interesting than Black Dahlia, I guess.
Apparently so.
It's always like that.
Alright, the man is more... Oh my god. Why? Because he's a man?
Yeah.
Oh...
But the
so
thing
a struggling
is, like,
actress, a woman, isn't good enough for you?
You could only dedicate a part of the museum to it and Friends?
Misogyny. She couldn't have her own room. She couldn't... not even in death could she be famous.
Yeah, she just doesn't deserve the whole room to herself.
Nope. She only got fucking cut apart and drained in a bathtub. Not only did she have... Jesus, not only did she have a fucking disrespectful death. Disrespectful display of her death as well.
Yeah, there was, like, one interesting thing in the Black Dahlia. Because Black Dahlia also got, like, a lot of merchandise and was, like, a big cultural icon because of, like, how pretty she was and, like, how fucking grisly her death was.
Yeah, because you're so pretty, because... It wasn't enough that she was murdered. She had to be pretty and murdered. Misogyny. Yeah. Patriarchy.
Yeah, so people will dress up like her and all of that stuff. And, like, I don't think it's done in respect of her, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, I don't know if, like, her murderer was ever caught. They didn't talk about that in the museum. It was just like, this is Black Dahlia and other corpses.
I don't think he was caught. Here, hold on. Let's look it up real quick. Was Black Dahlia... We don't even know her name. We just call her Black Dahlia. Or, I mean, maybe that, like, police and officials know her name. But, as in, like, I feel like... just like the public doesn't really know her name. We just refer to her as Black Dahlia. Murderer caught. Let's see. Nope.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Police Department began an extensive investigation that produced over 150 suspects, but yielded no arrests. But, that could also just be because LAPD is trash.
Yeah, man. Old-timey detective work, not great.
Not great, no. Give you a fake son just to shut you up.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's
but
my
anyways,
favorite.
This podcast ain't about that.
I'll talk about it. It's close to my heart.
Talk about it.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
That fool haunted me for years. Piece of shit. Oh, I keep clipping my mic.
No, don't stop.
I'm sorry.
You're hurting the audience. Female anger is uncomfortable. You need to stop.
Female anger is uncomfortable. Oh my god, what a bitch. Ugh, women are just so emotional. They can't be trusted to do anything. They're so emotional.
Anyways.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see how much Noel edits out of that.
I know. We didn't say anything bad about men, except that they're all murderers. Except for Eileen Wuornos.
Not all men.
No, not all men.
No.
I mean, that's
enough.
I shouldn't have been.
Enough.
Nah, dude, I shouldn't have been saying anything about like the fucking, what is it called? The murder fangirls. I like talking shit because I love Eileen Wuornos. She's dope.
Oh yeah.
Get it, girl.
Feminist icon.
Feminist icon. You murder those Johns. Do it.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Another problem that I had with, like, the Death Museum is that there would be certain spots that had, like, giant descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things they told us in the beginning was that a lot of things were description heavy. Like, that's fine. That's cool. Like, I like to read.
Yeah.
The biggest problem I had was that, like, some things had giant descriptions and some things had just, like, no description at all. You just had to know what it was. There was a particular artifact that I was, like, really excited to see because I hadn't seen it before because I was kind of a latecomer to, like, the Swedish death metal scene.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a bit of a latecomer to the Swedish death metal scene. And they had a particular album. It was the Dawn of the Black Hearts. They had the Dawn of the Black Hearts vinyl record with the artwork of the band member that killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find that on the... I'm sure you could find it. Like, you can't find it through, like, a cursory Google search. But I know I've never seen it. So that was, like, a really interesting thing. And it has, like, a lot of really It has, like, a really interesting story behind it. But it was just slapped on there on, like, another wall that was just full of... I guess, what was it? Pictures of corpses. It's all pictures of dead bodies, lads. They're everywhere. You get over it pretty quick.
You're like, it's quick Google search.
Yeah, man, that seems like so messed up to say.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is, like, images of corpses aren't very impactful. The circumstances is what's really impactful. You know, the story behind it. Like, how did this happen? The thing about a corpse is that, like, once there's no life in it, it's just an object.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
Yeah. That's... When you told me, that's kind of why it was so surprising that there's not... there's not a whole lot of descriptions, I guess. Like you said, there was a couple that were description heavy, but, like, that vinyl record, you just kind of had to know.
Mm-hmm.
I
was, like, really sad about that. So it's like, oh, this is, like, really cool that they have this here, but it's, like, no description. So, like, to, like, some random passerby, it's just like, what is that? Is that real? I don't know. I'm just gonna mosey my way through this hallway with just pictures and pictures of corpses. It's fine. Like, I'm used to it now.
Yeah, at this point. Oh, look.
Like, at this point. Oh, yeah. Look, another one.
Yeah, and especially if you want to go to the Death Museum, it's very likely that you also like horror movies. So corpses are not like pictures and images of like gore and corpses aren't really surprising.
Well, the thing about that, I think, is that like violence in movies and horror movies is like ridiculously exaggerated, that when like you see the real thing, it's like very muted, and there's like, and there can be something like really scary about that. But like,
never mind
that. Like, it's very muted. It is just as bloody. There was a lot of like really bloody images and like interesting imagery. I remember there was this picture they had in that same wall that and the opposite wall of like the Mayhem album cover were like images of like bodies mutilated in war, and that was like some interesting imagery, because that was there was like some more recent pictures there. There was one I remember I saw where it was like these two people dragging a body across, and like you could see that the face of the body had like completely disappeared, and it was just like the skull.
Ew.
And like blood.
Gross.
So like you will come across like a lot of like provocative imagery like that. But I feel like when it's like a photo, there's like a comfortable distance between you and like the thing that happened, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Sorry, I'm also looking up pictures of the Death Museum. Wait, do they have babies in jars?
I think they had one. They don't have a lot of stuff in jars.
Okay. Oh no, this is in Bangkok. Never mind.
They had taxidermied pets. That was pretty cool. I like that a lot.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, because some of these pets their faces are all mushed, and I'm just like, that's not the best taxidermy job. I wouldn't like that one.
That's really bad.
They had this one room that had like a variety of different things. It had like, it was really cute. It was cutely decorated. There was like a taxidermied pet like on his little pet bed on the side, and then there was like a screen showing either an autopsy or the embalming process. And it was just like a screen showing it, and like a couple of seats, a rows of seats where you could like sit down and watch it, because it was one of the bigger rooms in there.
Yeah.
And like I think that was the thing that like really affected my mom when she looked at it, because she was like watching the video, and I was like distracted looking at other things, because there's like a lot of things in that room.
The ADD was kicking in.
Yeah, the ADD was like, I can't sit down and watch this shit. There's things to look at.
Yeah, too much shit.
I gotta look at all of it.
I paid good money. I have to look at every single photo.
Gotta look at every single friggin' thing. It's like, gotta walk fast through these stores. Gotta walk fast through these corpse walls. Gotta look at a real one. Over here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I feel like that's how I am in a lot of museum. I'm just like, I can't read this shit. I gotta move on. I gotta see everything.
If you're not telling me a story from these pictures, I don't need to know.
I don't care.
I don't care.
What is this? I don't know. Keep moving.
Gotta know more. Yeah. Oh. Sorry, I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I want to see what she's talking about. You see.
Wait, what am I talking about?
No, the Museum of Death. Just in general. All the pictures are people... Well, it says that there's no photos allowed, but I see a lot of photos.
Yeah, like I bet, like, some people... They tell you that they have, like, cameras around that'll, like, ask you to leave. I didn't see no
I ain't see no fucking cameras.
But also, I'm also just like, I'm here to look. I don't care.
That's true. You're also,
just... like, if you have a backpack, they make you check it in, because I guess people be stealing stuff.
Oh, that's rude.
Yeah.
They're like, for my Death Museum. It's sneak it away.
They have, like, a lot of really interesting and, like, valuable things. The thing is, like, it's just, like, very too much stuff in, like, a small space, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, they even had, like, Nazi memorability in, like, one little display case that was, like, pretty neat. They had, like, a little thing dedicated to, like, shrunken heads. They had,
dope.
like, a lot of taxidermied animals. Because I guess people just donate those. They're just like, I don't know who this guy was.
Oh. Well, that kind of sucks. Did they at least have a... Well, probably not. Never mind. That would be nice if they had a little bit about how shrunken heads are kind of laced in racism. That'd be nice learning.
I remember that's, like, the discussion I had with my parents about shrunken heads. Because, like, the day before I went to the Ripley's, believe it or not. And they had the shrunken head. And I had a lot of fun talking to my dad about, like, shrunken heads and stuff.
It's a little racist. Well, I mean, they are not inherently racist, but... You know what I mean. Never mind.
But, like, despite its faults that I see, like, I still think it's, like, a really cool thing to check out.
Yeah. At least have a photo right in front of it. They got a nice little photo op, it looks like.
Yeah, it's really cute. I took a couple of pictures with the Raggedy doll. Like, they're really cute.
Yeah.
I'll post them in, like... They would have already been posted by the time you listen to this podcast, so they'll be up.
Hell yeah.
Because we got lazy with the Inktober. Our hands hurt.
Yeah, my hand hurt. Can't do no more. I got carpal tunnel. Yeah, I'm a little sad I didn't go.
You know what they're missing in the Death Museum?
What?
Real big lack of mummies. Not a single damn mummy.
No mummies,
You think they'd have, like, one mummy. They had, like, pictures of Las Momias de Guanajuato, which I've actually seen when I was a kid. But they didn't have, like, a mummy for display. But I also feel like I kind of get it, because, like, the distribution and the sale of mummies has had kind of a bit of, like...
Yeah.
A turbulent past. It's, like, very sketchy.
Yeah, making paints out of them and shit.
But I also felt that my parents didn't particularly like the Death Museum. They said it was cheap, in their opinion, but, like, also they're ESL, so they couldn't read, like, the giant descriptions that some of these places had. Mm-hmm. And they were just like, it's just a bunch of paper on a wall. Like, I could get some newspapers and open a museum. Like, what the hell?
Do it.
Yeah, so my parents were, like, relatively unimpressed. And, like, I know it's, like, a mom and pop museum. I thought they had, like, a lot of great stuff. They had, like, a reenactment, I guess you would call it, of, like, the Heaven's Gate. Like, 2 Heaven's Gate corpses that were, like, they had a reenactment, a little diorama of these 2 Heaven's Gate corpses that were, like, heavily publicized.
What's Heaven's Gate?
Heaven's Gate was, like, the big cult that had, like, the mass suicide.
Wait. Was that the one that the like governor or something or other visited just to check everything out? Is that the Kool-Aid thing?
No, that was a different one. That was another cult. They also had pictures of that, but they didn't have, like, any sort of, like, diorama. It was just, like, images of, like, the corpses scattered about, like, afterwards. That was the only thing we got about that event. But the Heaven's Gate display was really cool because it was, like, 2 bunk beds and, like, 2 mannequins with, like, their face covered. And that's based on, like, these 2 images that were, like, heavily publicized at that time. And they had, like, in the background, it was just a bunch of newspapers of the event. They had, like, merch... Sorry. My voice is getting dry.
You need some water.
They had, like, merchandise and, like, pamphlets that were used and stuff. So that one was, like, really interesting. I really like stuff like that.
That is cool.
But, like, I get it how my parents didn't like it, because it was just a lot of images on the wall.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big part of it. And that's why I feel like they really should focus more on, like, exhibits and displays and, like, telling certain stories and stuff like that. And, like, have a better flow.
Yeah, as opposed to just, like, sticking all the paraphernalia on the wall and everywhere.
Yeah. But, like, I get it. Because, like, it's LA. Like, every square inch is, like, fucking gold. So you just gotta jam-pack it with as much stuff as you can.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah. Living in LA is tough, bro.
It is, dude.
I love the Bay.
Bruh.
But it's also getting expensive to live here, too.
Yeah, you were... when you were here, you were like... Oh, what did you say? You were... What were you complaining about? I think... Were you complaining about... Oh, you were saying that there was nowhere to park.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. Nowhere to park for free. If you want to park your car, you gotta pay. And even then, girl, you can't park nowhere for free. I hate it. I don't like living in LA. No, I don't live in LA.
Yeah.
But I would not like to live.
In the greater LA area.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, up in Riverside, you don't have to pay for much, or much parking. But, like, oh my God. Every time I visit LA, like, if you want to, Jesus Christ, I can't. Like, me and the boyfriend want to do a... Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Say your thing.
I said, whenever me and the boyfriend want to do, like, just a cheap date, go around, walk on the pier or something, or go to the beach, it's like, fuck, well, we gotta pay $20 for parking, and we gotta give the, like, $2 to the homeless person down the street, or else he's gonna, like, bite our ankles off. It's like, you gotta pay for everything. Homeless people got Bluetooth, like, ugh. Yeah, it's kind of dystopian in LA, dude.
Oof. Yeah. Oh.
Just a little bit.
I visited and I was just like, I wouldn't want to live here.
No.
There's a lot of cool stuff, but
yeah.
I mean, there's fucking nowhere to park.
It's very much like a visiting kind of city. If you live there, What were you saying? You were talking about, like, the weird church that was right next to right next to the apartments, and then nowhere to park, and then, yeah, that's funny. You basically explained, or you basically, what's the word? Described my boyfriend's apartment, even though you were in a different part of the city.
Oh, yeah. When I was complaining about, like, my Airbnb, I was describing what it looked like, and, like, your boyfriend was just like, oh, that sounds like my exact living situation.
And that's in the nice part. Like, it's, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't live in LA, guys. Only visit.
Only visit.
City of Angels, more like city of fucking parking tickets and piss. A lot of piss.
Bro, I saw some piss while I was walking down, like, Hollywood Boulevard.
Dude, man. Hollywood Boulevard, like...
It fucking stinks.
Yeah,
it
stinks. It stinks. Yeah, it's in the movies. It's like, oh my God, like, we're gonna go to Hollywood Boulevard. We're gonna go on the Walk of Fame and, like, take a picture and kiss, I don't know, Donald Trump's star. It's like, no, it smells like piss, dude.
Dude, I saw the Donald Trump stars, and there's, like, dents and stuff. It's got, like, fucking battle damage on it.
Good.
Dude. Yeah,
good.
man.
Yeah, I think, like, every single day someone tries to fuck it up. Someone does something.
They had a
it.
Hello Kitty store, so
yeah.
That was cool. That was great. I like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, I remember I was, like, talking to you of, like, because when you go into the museum, the staff is just like, if you ever need to go outside or anything, it's fine. Just talk to us. Like, you could come in and out of the museum after you pay your ticket. Like, no problem. Like, go and get some fresh air. And, like,
nice.
Obviously I didn't need to do that.
Yeah. You're like, it's just
But,
paper.
like, I was thinking, and I was asking you, what would be, like, the thing that you would find in a death museum that would make you just walk out? And I said that the thing, if I saw this certain thing in, like, the death museum, I would just, like, walk out and be like, alright, I'm good. $17, worth it. I'm out of here. I'm not coming back.
What was it?
I said the thing that they would have to have for me to, like, really get, like, really messed up and need to walk out was if they had a real-ass embalmed corpse on display.
That's all you want to see? Okay.
I don't like them. I told you in the other episode how I feel about, like, embalmed corpses because of, like, that one really weird experience that happened at, like, a church wake.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say. I was like, they just had to go down to the fucking funeral home and pick one up. It's not that hard to find.
I mean, there's also a bit of history, particularly in the U.S. and, like, the Civil War era of just, like, embalmed corpses being put on display.
Yeah.
Elena's, the last episode that we had, her corpse was also put on display. So it's not, like, a completely unasked thing that could do, like, a completely, like, out there idea. Like, it's happened before, you know?
We do it a lot in America. There's a whole exhibit, like, a whole exhibit about corpses and our bodies and stuff like that. It's called the Bodies Exhibit.
Yeah, but that's different because it's just like the skeletal and, like, the muscular system though. That's, like, different.
I guess.
Like, you're not seeing their faces and, like, who they were and, like, wearing their clothes and stuff.
Oh,
you know,
that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Like a real ass, like, embalmed corpse, like, in the funeral casket and stuff. I'd be like, well, thank you. Lovely museum. I'm about to head out.
I feel like if they had signups, like, they'd be able to get one. I'm sure a lot of people are like, yes, put my body on display. Do it. Like,
and put my body on, like, the death museum to be gawked at.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
No, more like maybe as part of the exhibit, you know, or more a part of the embalming exhibit. Like, I feel like if you were a fan of the museum, then you probably wouldn't have too many qualms with being part of that kind of learning experience. At least that.
Yeah, the embalming process was definitely a big part of, like, the museum. It's something that came up, like, several times as you walked around. So that would have been kind of an interesting addition, but I would have been like, whoa, that's not a picture.
Looking at it, I'm pretty sure it ain't no picture. No, thank you.
This ain't a picture. This is a real ass person in here. I'm about to head out, lads.
Oh, man. Dang, that's funny. I don't know what I would have to see to say, no, I'm about to head out. Huh.
Maybe more occult stuff, because I'm, like, afraid of that stuff, genuinely.
No, I ain't afraid of that shit. You would have to put
I don't know.
Annabelle Higgins on a display case. No. You would have to put Annabelle Higgins on the fucking floor. No display case. For me to say, okay, I'm head out.
Yeah, it's like no protection, no nothing.
Nothing.
Just fucking raw on the floor.
Raw on the floor, and then she would have to stand up. And then I would say, fuck this museum.
They'd be like, alright, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Great. But that's not
I got
death.
my money's worth, thank you very much. I'm about to head out.
Yeah, that doesn't, Still sounds fun, though. I'm kind of sad I didn't go. I should have just ditched work.
Yeah, but you should have. Like, I bet we would have had a lot of fun in there.
Right? Making fun of it.
Like, I didn't make fun of anything that was in there. I was just like, it could be a little bit better. I thought the flow could have been better. They could be more focused on exhibits as opposed to just provocative photography of, like, accidents and stuff. And, like, if they have that, then, like, dedicate a specific space for it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't just have it, like, everywhere on the walls.
Yeah,
for people to, like, get desensitized, like, right away, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I feel like we would have made fun of it.
That's all I want to see, because, like, I really like the funeral and the mourning stuff. I'd love to see more of that stuff. That stuff is, like, genuinely interesting. Because everyone's gonna have to go through that.
Yeah.
No matter what happens to you. You have a good day, you have a good death, you have a bad death. You're gonna have to, like, put your body in the ground, maybe.
Maybe.
Like.
Or in the ocean. Or, if you're an asshole, in the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, California.
Oh, yeah, don't spread your ashes. They vacuum it up and throw it away.
Yeah, they do. They do. They just vacuum it up and throw it away. They said, fuck your last wishes. You going in the trash.
Oh, boy.
Boy.
I think that's all I gotta say about, like, the Death Museum. I think it should be a little bit more focused, more emphasis on, like, big exhibits, like, you know, maybe put a little bit less photographs, put, like, the real grizzly stuff up there, and, like, print it out on some fucking photo paper. I mean, just invest a little bit. Just invest. Just the printer paper.
Bit. Could be better.
Just a little bit.
7 out of 10. Would go, could be better.
Yeah, I would go with a friend again. Yeah. Like, I would go again to the Death Museum because I feel like they're always changing it and adding stuff. So I'd be, like, excited to see what the Death Museum looks like maybe next Halloween, you know?
Yeah. I'll actually ditch work.
Yeah, you'll actually ditch work this time.
Well, I ditched one day of work, but, you know, I couldn't ditch the second. It was our holiday meeting. They needed to tell us all the new coffees that were coming out.
Oh, no.
I know.
I want to ditch that. I don't care.
Bruh, I should have just ditched it. Like, it was so stupid. All I did was sit there and eat, like, an ungodly amount of Oreos and Cheetos that they had. They were like, hey, we have snacks. And I was like, aha. That's all I'm doing for these next 2 hours. They didn't even ask any. Ugh. I hate corporate America, dude. But I'm glad you had fun.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Like, my parents, like, my mom was, like, really affected by, like, the embalming stuff, but that's because they had, like, actual video of, like, someone performing it, as opposed to just still images.
Nasty.
But, yeah. And my parents said they didn't like it too much. They said it was, like, a bit on the cheap side. I think it has a lot of potential. I really liked it. Like, despite all of its flaws, like, I really liked it. I think if you're, like, really into that stuff, you'll definitely find something that you really like.
Yeah. And it's cheap.
What was that?
I said, and it's inexpensive.
And it's relatively inexpensive, you know? And they have, like, free parking in the back if you know where to look.
There you go.
And I just told you where to look.
The free
parking.
parking.
I paid $20 for parking. And, like, you just have to walk, like, 6 blocks to get to, like, Hollywood Boulevard. I think it's called the Highlands, actually, where, like, the Chinese theater and everything is.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Low-key, never been to that part of LA.
Oh, it's ridiculously fucking crowded.
Yeah.
Dude. Go at night.
No, I believe you. I haven't
like,
been.
Go at, like, 6 or 7, and, like, you're golden. Like, you could really walk around and, like, see everything, and the performers will fucking get in your way.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Like, after I went to the Death Museum, we just took a stop to, like, that part of Hollywood with, like, the Chinese theater and, like, the Ripley's and all that. Touristy stuff. So it's just, like, it could be just, like, a small stop that you could make.
Yeah. Not your whole day.
I think I spent, like, about an hour and a half there.
Dang, then I
really
really
should have
just
definitely something that you could add to your day.
Yeah. Fun little pit stop.
Yeah, a little pit stop. Just a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
Anyways.
On your way to get a burger.
On your way to get a burger. They have, like, they have a couple of restaurants around there, I think.
Delish.
I saw the Class B Chupo studio. I didn't know that was still up.
The what?
They did Rugrats. Class B Chupo. It's, like, really close to, like, a Chick-fil-A,
yeah.
and I still haven't tried it. I don't know what Chick-fil-A tastes like.
Chick-fil-A? Oh, whatever. They hate the gays. Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. I've never had it.
Get out of here.
I don't have any.
Just get a fucking chicken sandwich at McDonald's. It tastes exactly the same.
I guess it's just the aesthetic that look cute.
It does look cute.
Anyways.
No, they put pickle juice on their shit. That shit's delicious. But fuck them.
Anyways, I think that's about it for the podcast, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Like, if you want to contact us, like, comment, leave a like.
Yeah, let us...
You know, all that stuff, like, really helps our channel grow. You know.
You know how it goes.
The bell icon. You've heard it all. You know what's up. The bell icon, the likes, the comment. You know what's up.
Yeah, you've been on YouTube before.
You can also contact us directly through our email, HauntsRUs@gmail.com. And you could find us on all social medias under Haunts_R_us on both Twitter and Instagram, where we always try to post something every day. We always have, like, good content coming up, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll answer all the emails.
Got some fun.
You know, send us links to your new MLM. I want to be a lady boss. I said that last time, but still. Send us hate mail. Send us chain letters. Send us things. Tell us about your experiences at the Queen Mary. Did you see a haunted thing?
Tell us about what you think about the Death Museum. Maybe you think I'm just fucking whack and I just don't get it, you know? Tell us about it.
Yeah, we love discourse. We love discussion.
We will argue with you.
Cheebie will argue with you. She has very strong opinions.
Very strong opinions that I had to hold myself back from.
Oh no, I clipped the mic. Yeah, I want to know if anyone saw any ghosts at the Queen Mary, because the last times that I haven't gone, I ain't seen nothing. But I'm also a try-hard goth, so...
It's like they're not gonna show up to everyone. The ghosts have things to do.
They know. It's like aliens. They're like, okay, well, we know you're thirsty for it, so we're not gonna. I'm like, no! I want to see!
But yeah, I think that marks the end of our podcast. Thank you for listening to this very special episode of HauntsRUs, where we go on a spooky adventure, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we recommend it.
Yeah.
Check out the Queen Mary, check out the Death Museum if you ever happen to be in the LA area.
Yeah, man, go with your friends. It's a good time. Get drunk.
Have a drink. Yeah. Anyways, good night.